Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about a issue that I had, shoulder injury, like in my rotator cuff area, and basically explain how I improved it and basically got to the point where now there's no pain at all, got full range of motion, all that kind of stuff. So, let me take you back here. This goes back to winter of 2015 or 2016. I don't remember the exact year, but it was one of those 2 years, January, February timeframe, so early in the year. And we got about 8 to 10 inches of snow. And after, the snow was done, like usual, I figured I'd go outside and shovel my snow. So I start out with the cars. We have 2 cars in the driveway, and I have a broom. And, I'm going to use the broom and go up, like up top, to get the snow off the top of the cars. The one car is an SUV, so it sits up kind of high and so forth. So anyway, I'm working on that, and my left shoulder. This video, it might look like the right. I'm not sure, but this is actually my left shoulder. So I started to feel pain in it, and I didn't think that it was anything like a heart attack or anything like that, but I felt more like, the range of motion was gone, couldn't really lift it. So I felt like I did something to my shoulder. And my dad had a rotator cuff injury from when he fell off a ladder one time. This was years ago. And he had to actually have rotator cuff surgery. So I kind of felt like maybe it was something like that. Anyway, I continued. I finished shoveling the snow and everything in the driveway, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I did. And I noticed that it just was pretty sore. It was pretty bad. And, there was a point I couldn't really lift my shoulder up. I'd maybe try and show you here. Could go like, I guess maybe up to here or something like that. And that's about as far as I could go. Again, this was 2015, 2016 timeframe. 2017, I lost quite a bit of weight, and this was with a diet that turned out wasn't very sustainable for me, and I ended up gaining all the weight back. But in doing that, part of that diet plan was to do a lot of working out, and I couldn't do any of the really heavy lifting, so I was doing more of lighter weights and like higher intensity type of things, but there's still things I couldn't do. Like the shoulder presses would just hurt my shoulder and I couldn't do it. Right. So fast forward now to 2022. And this is when I find the carnivore diet. And, I'm still in the same type of situation. I can only lift this arm up right in the camera view here. I can only lift this arm up like to maybe here, and just pretty sore. So I'd say over the next few months with doing the carnivore diet, I started to notice that there was less pain and I had a little bit more mobility. And now I was up here going like this with my shoulder, and then I'd have to kind of stop because I'd be in so much pain I couldn't lift it any more than that. But that was progress, right? And it makes sense to me that that would help. Part of a carnivore diet is an elimination diet, and you're eliminating foods that cause inflammation in your body. Inflammation is, what you have when you have pain. Like, if you hurt your ankle, twist your ankle or something, it's inflamed, right? It swells. That's inflammation, and it's painful and so forth. So it makes sense to me that when you remove some of the extra inflammation you're putting in your body from eating, that helps with the shoulder. And there's some other things I think within carnivore that kind of helps with just, getting you to feel better and help you to recover quicker and that kind of stuff, right? So a year into doing carnivore, that's where I was at, right? Like it was better. I could lift up to here and so forth, and it felt better. It wasn't as sore, but it still was sore, and I couldn't go any higher than that. I didn't have all full range of motion. At this time, this is where the second thing comes into play. So first was eating the carnivore diet and eliminating the bad foods that cause inflammation. The second piece here now, was that about a year into Carnivore, I decided after doing some research that I was going to start taking a product called Stem Enhance Ultra. And I actually have a bottle here so I can show you because I still take this today. Stem Enhance Ultra. Here it is. Um, so, what am I talking about? Stem cells and Stem Enhance Ultra. If you're not familiar with it already, stem cells are the key to repairing and renewing cells within your body. Everybody has stem cells, right? And you hear about stem cell therapy where people are having like somebody else's stem cells injected into their body to fix different issues and so forth. Well, this is not to that extent. This is your own stem cells. And here's the thing, if you're younger, you tend to notice you trip, fall, sprain your ankle or something, and fairly quickly you recover from that, right? And as you get older, it takes longer to recover from something like that. So you're 15 years old and you sprain your ankle, you recover pretty quickly. You're 40 years old, you sprain your ankle, it tends to take a little bit longer to recover from that. And it has to do with our stem cells. When you're younger, your stem cells are circulating throughout your body pretty much all the time, right? The entire part of the day and the night and so forth. And it's repairing the different cells in your body that are damaged or, completely dead, and you need to replace those stem cells even. So that's what happens. But like I said, as we get older, you notice how it takes longer to recover from things, injuries and so forth. That's because while you still have stem cells in your body, they tend to get stuck and they aren't moving throughout your body, releasing to go to those key areas to repair and replace those cells in your body. You have less of them. In fact, by the time you are 50 years old, you have less than 50% of the stem cells that you had when you were younger. So as you age, you have less of them that are releasing into your body. They're getting stuck. This product here, this Stem Enhance Ultra, allows those stem cells to get unstuck and release back into your body. So what I started doing a year into Carnivore, this is 2 years ago, I started taking 2 servings of this. Okay. 1 serving is 2 capsules. I would do 2 servings a day. 1 serving in the morning of 2 capsules. 1 serving in the evening of 2 capsules. And I noticed about a month or so in, it seemed like whether it was placebo effect or it was really happening, my shoulder was getting better. So I upped it to a 3rd serving a day. And at first I was doing 1.5 servings in the morning, 3 pills, 3 capsules, and 1.5 servings in the evening, so 3 capsules. And so that was 3 servings a day. Eventually I went to doing it as 2 capsules in the morning, 2 about 6 to 7 hours later, and then 2 in the evening before bed. So each time was about 6 to 7 hours. And so that was 3 servings. And I really noticed a difference to the point of within probably 3-4 months, no more pain in my left shoulder. I can now lift it up here. I don't have any pain. I can wave it all around. There's no issue at all with my shoulder. And this is 2 years now that I've been taking this product. So for me, I look back and I say Carnivore, big thing, because I got rid of inflammation in my body with eating a carnivore diet. And I do believe that Carnivore also helps with some of that recovery time and so forth out there. And then the second thing was a Stem Enhance Ultra. That allowed my stem cells to get freed up and be used more throughout my body to repair things. And I was able to repair my shoulder. And I've heard other stories from other people about this too, in both ways. We're talking about things with Carnivore that they improved their, injuries that they had in the past. Injuries like for me, if we're talking about an injury that happened almost 10 years ago, basically, or not just Carnivore, but then also people with taking Stem Enhance Ultra that have seen a difference. Now, I will say, a year after I started taking Stem Enhance Ultra, I was so convinced of the product that I decided to be like a 3rd retail seller or whatever. So I've started to sell this product. So if you are looking for Stem Enhance Ultra and looking for if you got any different types of pain or something that you think has to do with repairing your cells in your body and so forth, and you want to look at it, uh, you'll see on the screen, I have the site. It's wick.cerule.com. You can go check it out. And I'll even put a link in the description directly to the Stem Enhance Ultra product because they have a few different products. But you can go check it out. And again, I started with 2 servings a day. I ended up going to 3. You can get a wellness pack of 3. Um, and it's right around 200, it's a little less than $200 a month. If you go through me as opposed to just going anywhere else, it's the same exact price. So it doesn't matter where you go, but I actually get like a few bucks for each bottle that is sold. So it actually helps me out, helps me to grow this channel, that kind of stuff as well. But anyway, I really, think that you should check it out. It's got a full money back guarantee. Again, Carnivore is a big piece of it, right? Like I noticed a big difference with Carnivore, and then I noticed a huge difference with the Stem Enhance Ultra product. But that's how I basically fixed my shoulder injury. I didn't go the route because I really didn't want to go through surgery. I didn't go the route of going to the doctor and getting the surgery done and all that stuff. And this, is a way to go without that. Carnivore, it gets rid of inflammation, and then this product that helps to get your stem cells back into your body, back moving into your body and repairing the different cells that are damaged in your body. It just that is the best way to do things instead of going down the route of the different medications that are just masking a problem and so forth, right? If you take like Advil or something like that for pain, you're just masking it. Or the other route is to actually have the surgery done. In my case, instead of having surgery done, I had my body do what needed to be done to heal it, right? There's less inflammation and my body was able to recover better. And then I added in the Stem Enhance Ultra, which allowed my stem cells to repair those damaged cells instead of having to have the surgery. So I really think you should check it out if you have different issues like that.